I want to bring back Shan Wu. He is a CNN legal analyst, a former federal prosecutor, and also the former lawyer for Rick Gates. And Jack Quinn, also joining us, a CNN legal analyst and former White House counsel in the Clinton administration. All right, good to see you both. So, Jack, you first. The White House is not refuting that Don McGahn, gave testimony. In fact, even saying the White House actually encouraged it. But with the president now coming out and being very critical of the report, as though the report says, Don McGahn did this, in some clandestine way, does this show that the White House or the president is very worried?
I can't tell if he's, if it shows he's worried or not. I think they should be worried, so I wouldn't be surprised if they are. First of all, this is really an unusual thing. Obviously, I can say that as a former White House counsel to be providing testimony of this kind. It's clear from that report and from the fact that you stated that he's spoken to the special counsel for at least 30 hours, that number one, he's being completely forthcoming, and number two, that he is giving detailed testimony as to what he observed, what conversations he was involved in, and that would include, of course, conversations with the President of the United States. This is a real rarity. It's terribly important because, number one, he's giving this evidence in the absence of testimony, as we all know, from the president himself. So Don McGahn is filling in the blanks that Donald Trump has left out there on the advice of Mr. Giuliani. Secondly, it's really important because, and perhaps most important, because of the effect that it has on others. I mean, people, no doubt, who have been involved in all these matters are observing the White House counsel himself giving testimony. If there's anything untoward going on, and I'm not suggesting that McGahn's testimony proves that, but if there is, others have to be standing by watching this and thinking, I don't want to be the last one standing. I don't want to be the last one to cooperate with the special counsel. I think what you're going to see here is frankly a rush to the door of the special counsel so that people who may have concerns about what they know, what they've observed, are themselves being forthcoming with the investigation.
So when Rudy Giuliani says, he thinks he knows how Don McGahn would have testified, and he believes that he is a strong witness for the president. Is that wishful thinking? Because Don McGahn is under oath, right, when testifying or being questioned. He just simply has to speak to the truth based on his eyewitness account, but it's not necessarily as an advocate or protector of the president, right?
Right, and I'm not trying to be. I don't want this to be taken as mean-spirited, but I sincerely have to discount almost everything I hear Mr. Giuliani say because the internal inconsistencies in his defense have just been remarkable. And when he says things like the truth is not the truth, what can you make of this, and how much reliance can you put on what he's saying?
Well, in fact, let's listen to Rudy Giuliani say just that. Here it is.
I'm not going to be rushed into having him testify so that he gets trapped into perjury. And when you tell me that, he should testify because he's going to tell the truth and he shouldn't worry, well, that's so silly because it's somebody's version of the truth, not the truth. He didn't have a conversation.
Truth is truth. I don't mean to go like...
No, it isn't truth. Truth isn't truth. The President of the United States says, I didn't...
Truth isn't truth. Mr. Mayor, do you realize what...
No.
This is going to become a bad
Don't do this to me.
Don't do truth isn't truth to me.
Donald Trump says, I didn't talk about Flynn with Comey. Comey says, you did talk about it. So tell me what the truth is.
Don McGahn might
if
know.
you're such a genius, Don McGahn doesn't know.
Oh, my gosh, Shan. So what do you say to all that?
As a remarkable spectacle there. I agree with Jack. It's a very, very unusual, really bizarre circumstance. I mean, from the Times article, if McGahn was concerned that he's being set up, I mean, he's quite conflicted in his duties at that point. He no longer trusts his employer. He no longer trusts, who he's being loyal to. And to your point, Fred, he's absolutely not going in there as the counsel to the White House. He's going in there as a witness, so he's got to speak the truth. And really what's happening here is that as Giuliani waits longer, I mean, maybe this is part of his delay plan, but he's really giving more and more potential perjury traps to Mueller, because now all these people are coming in to give an insight into exactly what the president's intent was.
Yeah. So that truth isn't, truth. It made Chuck Todd put his, head in his hands, and even the former FBI director who was let go by the president tweeted in response to that, and this is what James Comey said: truth exists and truth matters. Truth has always been the touchstone of our country's justice system and political life. People who lie are held accountable. If we are untethered to truth, our justice system cannot function, and a society based on the rule of law dissolves. So Jack, I mean, it just seems like folks out of the woodwork, particularly in the intelligence community, are coming out strongly in so many different forms to say, wait a minute, people, something's really wrong here. Pay attention to everything here.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the intelligence community is obviously back on its heels, incredibly concerned about the attack on it. But look, if there's any logic or plausibility to what they're doing, they're trying to make this a political case. This is not something they're doing on the legal merits. They want to frame this as an attack on the president that is politically motivated, when in fact it's not. They're doing everything they can to undermine law enforcement and the intelligence community, because they know that therein lies a lot of the evidence against them. So they're really boxing themselves in a way. But look, the whole effort here is to make this a political matter, to make this an election matter, to hope that they can prevail in November on the basis of Robert Mueller and the so-called deep state trying to destroy President Trump and all that he stands for. A lot of us don't believe that will be successful, entirely apart from how we may feel about whether it should be. But I think attacking the intelligence community and the most respected law enforcement agency on the globe, on the face of the earth, the way he has done, I think when all is said and done, this strategy is going to be a colossal failure.
All right, Jack Quinn, Shan Wu, we'll leave it right there for now. Thanks so much, gentlemen. Appreciate it.